Have you ever wondered why your kidneys seem to struggle no matter how healthy you try to be? You eat clean, you stay active. You follow every piece of advice that promises energy and strength, yet your numbers keep creeping higher. Your creatinine won't budge, and that tired heaviness in your body just won't go away. What if the very foods that claim to make you stronger are quietly pushing your kidneys toward failure? Because here's the silent truth no one talks about. Every gram of protein you eat forces your kidneys to make a life or death decision. Choose the wrong kind, and those fragile filters inside you, the glomeruli, begin to scar and stiffen until they can no longer clear the waste that keeps you alive. It doesn't happen overnight. It happens slowly, quietly, until one day your lab results read like a warning you can't ignore. That's how it begins for millions of people who never realize the danger hiding in their daily healthy meals. But there's hope, and it's simpler than you think. The secret isn't eating less protein, it's learning which proteins heal instead of harm. In the next few minutes, you'll discover 4 everyday foods that can actually protect your kidneys, lower creatinine, and help you feel alive again, plus 3 gentle nighttime meals that work while you sleep, giving your kidneys the rest and repair they've been begging for. Stay with me until the end, because what you're about to learn could mean the difference between years of dialysis or decades of healthy, vibrant life. When it comes to saving your kidneys, not all proteins are equal. And the first one on our list might surprise you. It's not a supplement, not a fancy powder, but something sitting quietly in your fridge right now, the humble egg white. For years, we were told to fear eggs, to toss the yolk, or avoid them entirely because of cholesterol. But the truth is, when your kidneys are under stress, the egg white becomes one of the cleanest, safest, and most efficient sources of protein you can possibly eat. Let me show you why through a real story. Sarah, a 62-year-old teacher from Arizona, came to me completely drained. She could barely make it through her 3rd grade class without sitting down every 15 minutes. Her phosphorus level, a terrifying 7.2. For context, healthy kidneys keep it below 4.5. She'd been following every healthy trend she saw online: turkey bacon, protein bars, even a post-workout whey shake. All the foods she thought were keeping her fit were actually flooding her body with inorganic phosphates her kidneys couldn't clear. So we made one small change. We swapped her turkey bacon breakfast for 3 soft-boiled egg whites. Within 2 months, her phosphorus dropped from 7.2 to 4.8. She told me her energy rose by almost 70%, the swelling in her ankles disappeared, and her blood pressure finally came back to normal without upping her meds. That's the hidden power of egg whites, pure protein with almost no waste. While a whole egg carries around 86 milligrams of phosphorus, the white alone has barely 10 milligrams. It's like giving your kidneys a gentle protein hug instead of a heavy lift. And because egg whites have 0 purines, they don't turn into uric acid, the same acid crystals that scratch and scar your kidneys from the inside. Research from the University of Milan tracked 147 CKD patients over 2 years. Those who replaced red meat with egg whites 4 times per week saw a 34% improvement in GFR, the main measure of kidney filtration. The control group kept eating the usual diet and their numbers kept falling. Here's the science behind it. Egg white protein has a biological value of 100, meaning your body can use almost every gram for repair and recovery without leaving toxic leftovers for your kidneys to process. Think of it as a clean fuel that burns evenly, no smoke, no residue. So how should you use it? Steam or soft boil, never fry. Frying oxidizes cholesterol, creating compounds that inflame kidney tissue. Add your whites to morning oatmeal, blend them into vegetable stir-fries, or make a light protein pancake with a banana. Simple, safe, powerful. But just knowing this isn't enough, because there's another protein that can either heal your kidneys or quietly destroy them. And almost everyone gets it wrong. If egg whites are the cleanest protein your kidneys can get, tofu is the gentlest. And I know when people hear the word tofu, they roll their eyes. Come on, that's not real food. That's exactly what Marcus said when I first met him. Marcus was 58, a construction foreman from Texas. Tough guy, built like a linebacker, but his kidneys were failing fast. Stage 4 chronic kidney disease. His phosphorus was 8.1, dangerously high, and his nephrologist had already started talking about dialysis. Marcus crossed his arms and told me flat out, "Doc, I don't eat that stuff. I'm a meat man." I just smiled and said, "That's exactly why you're here." We didn't talk about giving up food. We talked about giving his kidneys a break. I explained that animal proteins, even the lean ones, push your glomeruli, those tiny kidney filters, to work nearly 200% harder than normal. They create pressure, inflammation, and nitrogen waste your kidneys have to clean up. But when you switch to plant proteins, especially tofu, that load drops to around 60%. And inside tofu lies something extraordinary, compounds called isoflavones. Think of them as natural firefighters that cool down inflammation inside your kidneys. Japanese researchers found that regular tofu eaters showed a 42% reduction in renal inflammation markers. That's not small, that's life-changing. So Marcus decided to try. He started simple half a cup of firm organic tofu 3 times a week. He pressed out the water, marinated it in a little turmeric, ginger, and low-sodium tamari, then grilled it like steak. After 8 weeks, the results were unbelievable. His phosphorus dropped from 8.1 to 5.2. He lost 15 pounds of fluid retention, his blood pressure dropped by 25 points, and his doctor actually reduced his medication. When he came in for his next checkup, he looked different, calmer, lighter, almost proud. He said, "I can lift again without feeling like my back's gonna snap." That's what kidney relief feels like. Here's why tofu works so well. It's a complete protein, meaning it contains all 9 essential amino acids, but with much lower phosphorus acid load and purine content than meat. It delivers what your body needs for repair without drowning your kidneys in metabolic waste. And because tofu comes from soybeans, it's also rich in lecithin, magnesium, and calcium nutrients that support blood pressure balance and reduce oxidative stress. Just make sure you get plain organic tofu, not the pre-marinated ones loaded with sodium MSG or hidden phosphate additives. Press it, season it yourself, and keep it simple. The truth is, tofu isn't fake meat. It's protection in disguise, of food that lets your kidneys rest while still keeping your muscles strong. And if one tough Texan can learn to love it, so can you. But only knowing this still isn't enough, because the next protein, the one that comes from the ocean, can either save your life or quietly poison your kidneys depending on how you prepare it. And most people have no idea which side they're on. If tofu is the protein that gives your kidneys peace, the next one is the protein that gives them strength. And it comes straight from the ocean. Now I know what you might be thinking, fish is fish, right? But not all fish are created equal. The wrong kind can overload your kidneys with phosphorus and uric acid. The right kind, however, can literally turn your numbers around. That's what happened to George. George was 67, a grandfather from Florida who loved steak more than anything. He used to joke that if red meat were a vitamin, he'd never get sick. But then his lab work came back with a GFR of 35, meaning his kidneys were filtering at barely 1/3 capacity. His uric acid levels were sky high, and his gout attacks were so bad he couldn't even hold his grandson without pain. His wife was quietly preparing for dialysis, and honestly, she was preparing for worse. When I told George to try replacing beef with a mild white fish called tilapia, he laughed. "Doc, I don't like fishy food." But that's the beauty of tilapia. It's mild, clean, and surprisingly easy on the kidneys. It has about 22 grams of complete protein per serving, but only 170 milligrams of phosphorus compared to nearly 380 milligrams in beef. He gave it a shot, baked it with herbs, lemon, and olive oil twice a week, and what happened next shocked everyone. Within 3 months, his uric acid normalized for the first time in years. His gout attacks stopped completely. His GFR climbed from 35 to 48, something his nephrologist said was clinically impossible at his age. Even better, he had enough energy to start playing soccer with his grandkids again. Here's why tilapia works when other meats fail. Its omega-3 to omega-6 ratio helps reduce inflammation and improve blood vessel function, which means better oxygen delivery to your kidneys. It's also lower in purines, the compounds that turn into uric acid, and its soft texture makes digestion easier, producing far less nitrogen waste. A large Stockholm cohort study found that people who replaced red meat with white fish at least twice a week had 45% less kidney disease progression over 5 years. That's not a small advantage, that's a life extension. Just one warning, the way you cook it makes all the difference. Never deep fry fish. Frying creates trans fats and advanced glycation end products, molecular sandpaper that scratch your kidney filters and accelerate damage. Instead, bake it at 350 degrees, steam it, or grill it gently with herbs. And whenever possible, choose wild-caught over farm-raised. Farmed fish often contain antibiotic residues that add extra stress to already struggling kidneys. Tilapia isn't just dinner, it's medicine on a plate. It's proof that healing doesn't have to be complicated, it just has to be consistent. But understanding tilapia alone isn't enough, because the final protein in this list is the most misunderstood of all. It doesn't come from an animal, it comes from the earth. And this one small seed could help you delay dialysis for years, if you know how to use it right. If the ocean gave us tilapia to rebuild strength, then the earth gave us something even more extraordinary, a grain so ancient it's been feeding civilizations for over 5,000 years. It's called quinoa. And for people with kidney problems, it can be a lifeline hiding in plain sight. Sandra was 70, a retired nurse who had lived with stage 4 chronic kidney disease for years. When I first met her, she looked defeated. Every meal felt like a trap bean, spiked her potassium lentils, raised her phosphorus, and she was wasting away on white rice and boiled vegetables. "I'm tired of surviving," she whispered. "I just want to feel alive again." That's when I introduced quinoa, a simple ancient seed from the Andes that's technically not even a grain, but a complete plant protein. What makes quinoa special is that it provides all 9 essential amino acids your body needs, yet contains 50% less potassium than lentils and far less phosphorus. It delivers nutrition without overloading your kidneys. Sandra was hesitant but desperate. She started with just half a cup of cooked quinoa a day, mixed with steamed carrots and zucchini. Within weeks, her energy began to return. Her potassium levels stayed stable, her hemoglobin improved, and she even gained back 5 pounds of healthy weight she'd lost during her decline. Most remarkably, she avoided dialysis for 2 extra years she spent gardening, cooking, and living, not hooked up to a machine. Modern research backs her story. A study from Lima University found that people who regularly consumed quinoa had 38% lower rates of kidney disease. The reason quinoa is packed with saponin's natural compounds that protect your cells from oxidative damage and reduce inflammation in kidney tissue. It's also high in fiber, which helps your body eliminate uremic toxins through the digestive tract instead of forcing your kidneys to handle all the waste alone. Cooking it is simple, but technique matters. Always rinse it thoroughly before boiling to remove the bitter coating of saponins. Use 2 parts water to 1 part quinoa. Cook for 15 minutes, then let it rest for 5. You'll get light, fluffy grains that are easy to digest and gentle on your system. Quinoa isn't trendy health food, it's survival food. It gives your kidneys the nourishment they need without the punishment of high potassium or phosphorus. It's the perfect balance between nutrition and protection. But knowing the right proteins is only half the battle, because the foods that look healthy can sometimes be the deadliest of all. Up next, we're uncovering the hidden protein traps that silently destroy kidney function, the ones most people eat every single day without realizing the damage they're doing. And what you'll hear next might shock you. You've seen how the right proteins can heal egg whites, tofu, tilapia, quinoa. But now it's time to face the dark side, because what's silently destroying your kidneys isn't fast food or soda alone. It's the healthy proteins you've been told to eat every day. Let's start with the one almost everyone thinks is harmless: turkey bacon. It's marketed as the leaner, cleaner version of pork. But one slice can pack over 500 milligrams of sodium and hidden phosphate additives that your kidneys absorb almost completely, 100%. Natural phosphorus from real food only absorbs about half, but the synthetic kind goes straight into your bloodstream, forcing your kidneys to fight back. Angela, 64, found this out the hard way. She switched to turkey bacon thinking she was being smart. Within a year, her phosphorus jumped to 8.3. Her blood pressure spiraled out of control and she could barely walk up the stairs. The day she cut it out, her numbers started to drop. 6 weeks later, her phosphorus was normal again. Next, let's talk about red lentils. Vegan plant-based looks innocent, but for damaged kidneys, it's a chemical storm. 1 cup carries over 700 milligrams of potassium and 350 milligrams of phosphorus. Tom, 59, was proud of his vegan lifestyle until his potassium hit 6.2, high enough to trigger cardiac arrest. He was 1 meal away from the emergency room. When he swapped lentils for quinoa and white rice, his potassium normalized in 10 days. Then there are the so-called comfort foods, hot dogs, and processed meats. Michael, 71, loved his weekly hot dog lunch. It's just one, he said. But that one hot dog contained more kidney-damaging compounds than an entire week of egg whites. Sodium nitrites, oxidized fats, phosphate preservatives, all of them spark inflammation and calcify the tiny vessels that keep your kidneys alive. When he gave them up, his GFR finally stopped dropping for the first time in years. But the real trap hides in plain sight: whey protein powder. The gym favorite, the muscle fuel. Dan, 48, was the picture of health, lean, fit, lifting 5 days a week. But his creatinine kept climbing every month. Whey isolates create massive nitrogen waste that even strong kidneys struggle to clear. They flood your system too fast, leaving toxins your filters can't process in time. When he replaced his whey with egg white protein and hemp, his kidney function stabilized in just 8 weeks. And then there are the canned black beans full of sodium and potassium trapped inside the bean even after rinsing. Teresa, 66, ate them daily thinking they were her safest plant protein. Her potassium spiked to 6.0, one step away from emergency dialysis. Switching to properly soaked dry beans and quinoa brought her levels down to 4.5 and quite literally saved her life. Finally, the most stubborn culprit of all beef, James, 72, believed a man needs his meat, but his gout and CKD said otherwise. Red meat floods your blood with purines that turn into uric acid, adds saturated fat that stiffens blood vessels and delivers more phosphorus than any kidney can handle. After 3 painful gout attacks, James cut back to beef once a week, swapped it for tilapia and tofu, and within months his uric acid normalized. His gout vanished and his GFR improved by 15%. So here's the painful truth: you could be doing everything right, eating clean, avoiding sugar, working out, and still be destroying your kidneys one bite at a time. Because it's not just what you eat, it's what's hidden inside what you eat. But knowing what to avoid still isn't enough, because the next step is what truly transforms your kidney health, the habits that turn healing into a lifestyle. In just a moment, we'll talk about a simple 30-day plan that's already changing lives and helping people lower their creatinine naturally without giving up hope or flavor. Stay with me. This is where things start to turn around. You've just seen the truth. What you thought was healthy could be the very thing hurting your kidneys. But here's the good news. Your kidneys are incredibly resilient. Give them the right support for just 30 days, and they can begin to repair faster than you'd ever imagine. This is not a crash diet. It's a 4-week reset built to lower creatinine, stabilize phosphorus and potassium, and bring your energy back step by step. Week 1 is about foundation. You start simple. Replace all processed meats, the turkey bacon, the hot dogs, the cold cuts with egg whites. Every morning, 3 soft-boiled or steamed whites. They'll boost albumin, reduce phosphorus, and give your kidneys clean fuel to rebuild. Drink 16 ounces of warm lemon water as soon as you wake up to flush overnight toxins. Then take a 20-minute morning walk. Why? Because movement increases kidney blood flow by 20%. That's science from the Cleveland Clinic, not guesswork. Week 2 expands your menu. Now you add tofu 3 times a week and tilapia twice. Remember, soft textures, no frying. Keep your total water intake around 64 ounces spread through the day. This is where most people start feeling lighter, sleeping better, and noticing their blood pressure drop. Week 3 is optimization. You bring in quinoa as your main grain, not bread, not pasta. Quinoa gives you slow energy, stable potassium, and the fiber your body needs to eliminate waste through digestion, not filtration. By this point, your meals should feel effortless, protein-balanced, sodium under control, and no processed junk left in your kitchen. Week 4 is mastery. You fine-tune your portions based on your labs and how you feel. If your morning swelling has faded, your energy is climbing, and your blood pressure feels steady, you're winning. Schedule new labs on day 30. Watch your doctor's eyes when they see the change in your GFR. It's the look every kidney patient dreams of. Because what you're doing in these 4 weeks isn't a diet. It's a decision to feed your kidneys life instead of stress. You're not waiting for a miracle, you're becoming the miracle. And just when you think the plan ends there, there's one more secret that ties it all together. It's not about protein this time, it's about what happens after sunset. The foods you eat at night can either help your kidneys heal in peace or silently undo everything you've worked for. What comes next may be the single most important thing you'll ever learn about saving your kidneys. You've done everything right during the day, you've changed your meals, your proteins, your habits, but what happens after sunset can still make or break your recovery. Because when you sleep, your kidneys don't. They keep filtering, repairing, struggling to stay alive. And if you eat the wrong foods before bed, you're giving them a night shift from hell. See, your GFR, your kidney filtration rate, naturally drops by up to 20% while you sleep. That means less blood flow, less oxygen, and less capacity to handle waste. One salty snack, one sugary drink, one healthy glass of milk can turn that peaceful night into silent inflammation. But the right nighttime foods can do the opposite. They can help your kidneys rest, detoxify, and heal. Let's start with the first, turkey breast. Not the deli kind, not the salty pre-packed version, plain skinless turkey breast, boiled or steamed. Half to 3/4 of a cup gives you clean protein with almost no sodium, only 145 mg of potassium, and 110 mg of phosphorus. It's light, low in waste, and rich in L-arginine, which boosts nitric oxide to keep your kidney blood vessels open through the night. Pair it with a spoon of plain white rice, and you've got a quiet, kidney-friendly dinner that feeds healing, not stress. Then comes the simplest yet most powerful 1-egg whites. Just 3 of them about an hour before bed can change how you wake up. The amino acids peak right as your body enters its repair cycle, helping raise albumin and lower uremic toxins while you sleep. For people with chronic kidney disease, that's gold. I've seen patients wake up with less nausea, less swelling, more clarity, all from this small bedtime ritual. And finally, the one almost everyone overlooks: warm, soft white rice. Half a cup is enough. It gives your body gentle energy without overworking your kidneys. It helps your liver process uric acid overnight, keeps blood sugar stable, and even calms the nervous system, reducing leg cramps and nighttime anxiety. Think of it as medicine disguised as comfort food. Together, these 3 foods form your nighttime shield. They lower waste, support filtration, reduce inflammation, and prepare your kidneys to work more efficiently the next day. But there's a catch: you have to eat them the right way. No heavy sauces, no salt substitutes, no fried leftovers. Eat them warm, soft, plain. Pair with a cup of chamomile or parsley tea, take slow breaths, and let your body heal in silence. Because nighttime isn't your kidney's enemy, it's their chance to reset. What you give them before bed decides whether they'll wake stronger or weaker. But even with all this knowledge, one truth remains: information doesn't heal, action does. The final part of this journey is about choosing your path. Will you keep repeating the same habits that slowly destroy your kidneys, or will you finally give them the chance to recover? The choice starting tonight is entirely yours. You've reached the point where knowledge meets decision, because after everything you've learned, the right proteins, the foods to avoid, the 30-day plan, the nighttime rituals, it all comes down to one simple truth: your kidneys can't wait any longer. Every single day, they filter nearly 50 gallons of blood. They've done it quietly since the moment you were born. No complaints, no breaks, just endless work to keep you alive. But once they start failing, the clock doesn't tick in years. It ticks in choices. Every meal, every sip, every habit is either repairing them or destroying them. So now you stand at a fork in the road. Path 1, keep doing what feels normal. The healthy protein shakes, the occasional fast food, the silent stress, the skipped walks. That path ends the same way for millions every year: swelling, fatigue, dialysis, and waiting for a transplant that may never come. Path 2, make the shift: the 4 protein swaps, the clean hydration, the gentle movement, the mindful meals before bed. It's not glamorous, but it's powerful. It's the path where your creatinine starts to drop, your energy returns, and life begins to feel like yours again. You don't need perfection, you just need persistence. Because every day you choose the right foods, your kidneys remember. Every night you give them rest, they heal a little more. And every test result that improves isn't luck, it's proof that your body still wants to fight for you. So tonight, as you lie in bed and think about everything you've heard, remember this: your kidneys have filtered over 50 million gallons of blood in your lifetime. They've kept you alive through every mistake, every stress, every late night. Now they're asking for your help. The next 24 hours could add 20 years to your life or take them away. The choice is yours. Choose life. Choose healing. Choose the right protein, starting with your next meal. And before you scroll away, pause for just a second. If this message hit you in the heart, if you've ever felt the fear of losing your health, your independence, your energy, don't keep it to yourself. Share this video with someone who needs to hear it. Comment "Kidney Warrior" below to remind yourself and the world that you're choosing to fight, not surrender. Because hope isn't found in a hospital bed. It's found in your kitchen, in your habits, in your next small, powerful choice. Your kidneys are counting on you. Don't let them down. You've made it this far, and that already means something powerful. It means you care about your body, your future, and the people who love you. Remember, every small change you make today, one better protein choice, one mindful meal, one calm evening, can quietly protect your kidneys for years to come. Don't wait for pain or panic to take action. Start now with what you've learned. If this video helped you, save it so you can watch it again later. Share it with someone who needs this message, because knowledge only heals when it's passed on. And make sure you subscribe, turn on the bell, and stay connected so you never miss the newest medical insights, kidney care tips, and science-based ways to protect your health. And above all, remember, this healing is not about perfection, it's about consistency. Your kidneys have never given up on you, so don't give up on them. There's always hope, even when the numbers look scary. Keep fighting, keep learning, and keep believing, because your next meal, your next choice, your next sunrise could be the beginning of your healing story.